determination. One little thing could create so much problem. And Daksha lost so much control of his senses and his mind that he lashed out and blasphemed Lord Shiva. In certain ways, he was doing it for his own prestige. That everyone is saying that Shiva didn't stand up. At least that's what he's thinking. Probably nobody even noticed. And nobody even expected him to stand up. But in his own mind, he's imagining it like this. So I have to prove to everyone why his not standing up was due to his disgraceful character. It cannot possibly have anything to do with any shortcoming of myself. Oh, Lord Shiva, he just got up and left. He couldn't care less. Anyway, so many things happened after that. But Sati, after some time, she saw so many people go into Daksha's house for the yoga, her father. And she asked Lord Shiva, I want to go also. He said, I don't think you should go, because your father's not very favorable to me, and you, because of your love for me, it will be very difficult if he doesn't honor you properly. But she's understood her sisters and her mother and her cousins and her aunties and her uncles and her friends and all associates and the good entertainment and everything is there. So she felt very bad. I want to go. So she went. But she sent some guards to go with her. And mother and sisters greeted her very nicely, but nobody else. Because they were afraid of Daksha. Nobody else greeted her. They were thinking, what will Daksha think? And Daksha didn't pay any attention to her. She was so insulted. She wasn't insulted, but she considered it such an insult to her husband, Lord Shankar, that right in front of everybody, she started blasting against her father. Now, he's such an intelligent man who knows the Vedas so well. Could have saved us so much trouble if he just looked at Sati and said, Haribol. That's all he had to do. But the false ego is so illogical. It's so stubborn. And it blinds us. Totally blinds us from the reality of what we're doing to ourselves and to the world. Can you imagine how miserable it must have felt in front of all of these exalted people, his daughter is blasting against him? That's what she did. She said many things, but one thing was interesting. She said that Lord Shiva's nature is he doesn't find fault with anyone. Lord Shiva's nature is he sees whatever tiny little bit of good is in any living being and magnifies it in order to make it grow. It's not concerned with faults. That's the quality of a great soul. But my father, he's just the opposite. Where there's no faults at all, he's seeing faults. And that's all he sees. Even in such a great, magnanimous personality as Lord Shiva. Now, previously, when Daksha was horribly speaking against Lord Shiva, many of the things he was talking about were literally facts. But he was giving such gross misinterpretation of those facts. This is how clever people try to manipulate other people's minds. He's talking about Shiva being filthy, how he puts ashes from crematorium on it, how he wears skulls. How he associates with ghouls and ghosts and bhutas and so many other strange beings. Now, the scriptures glorify him for all these things. And the Vaishnavas glorify him for all these things. All the things that are attributes of Lord Shiva, he was just taking them out of context. Taking truths and presenting them in an untruthful way. And in this way he was finding faults. Sati could not tolerate this. My husband doesn't find fault in anyone, even the worst people. He'll find some little bit of good and try to magnify and expand that good in them. And you are just the opposite. You're showing faults where there are no faults at all. Srila Prabhupada explains that Lord Shiva was like a honeybee. He's always looking for nectar. The doctor was like a fly, always looking for something to criticize. Sati was outraged, to the extent that she said, because this body has come out of your body, I cannot tolerate it. I will end my life. And she saw that she sat facing the north in the yogic position, and by her mystical powers, her yogic siddhis, she expanded the fire element within her body, and right in front of everyone, her body burst into ashes. Lord Shiva's followers, who were guarding her, were extremely angry. They came to attack Daksha. Muni, one of the most powerful of all the sages. He chanted mantras and offered some oblation to the sacred fire, and through those mantras he created the ribus. They are demigod warriors, extremely powerful. Many of them. They all attacked Lord Shiva's followers. Created havoc. So that's where we come to today. It's very interesting to see how this envy is so powerful. The very foundational condition of the entirety of existence is envy. In one lecture, Srila Prabhupada explains that jealousy or envy is when we cannot tolerate somebody having something that we want. This is the opposite of a Vaishnava. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells Arjuna, you can understand these teachings because you are not envious. Sukadeva Goswami tells Parikshit Maharaj, so you can hear this Bhagavatam because you are not envious. It is